we are going to go to these coordinators that are always taking these big name time jobs and jumping ship and going to head coaching position. Most prime example is Ben Johnson as a Lions offensive of coordinator. We are also seeing other big names lead their teams and flop in the NFL, i.e. Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy, the greatest head coach or the hottest head coach in the NFL, went to offensive coordinator outside of Andy Reid, flopped in Washington, flopped at UCLA. Now he's a free agent head coach. So with that being said, Mark, I'm going to ask you first, fact or crap? Is the offensive coordinator position the most overrated position in the NFL as a coach? Fact or crap?
I'm going to say crap that you call it overrated. Because the NFL, let's be honest, it's an offensive league. So these guys are the main guys coming up with all the plays, making all these offensive players look fantastic. So yeah, that's why they are the cream of the crop.
So they are saying the cream of the crop because they make all these play calls. They put in all this system. They make Jared Goff look like an elite guy. They make Sam Darnold be an MVP caliber quarterback. So you're saying crap. Hoffy, fact or crap? Is the offensive coordinator position the most overrated coaching position in the NFL?
That sounds like it was spoken by someone that's never coached before. I would say that the offensive coordinator position is the most important position. If you have an offensive-minded coach, if you have an offensive-minded coach, then yeah, it's the most overrated position, and it's crap. So I guess it depends on who your head coach is. It's either crap or fact.
All right, so let's give a hashtag waffle down in the comments. So Hoffy was definitely waffling around. But you guys are saying crap. I see Coach Master saying crap. I see John saying crap. But my man Alpha Rob says fact. It says fact because the quarterback makes the offense of a coordinator. Alpha Rob, you are right to an extent. But guys, the correct answer is fact. It is fact because 90% of the offensive coordinators in the NFL, Mark, do not make the offensive play calls. 90% of the offensive coordinators do not put in the scheme into any type of college system, high school system, NFL system. It is the head coach. The head coach, 90% of the time, is putting in the offensive scheme, calling the offensive plays, being the offensive guru head. The offensive coordinator is a glorified position coach at the end of the day. That is all it is, a glorified position coach. So Eric Bieniemy, the reason why he flopped outside of Andy Reid, because it was the Andy Reid system in Kansas City. It wasn't the Eric Bieniemy system. He wasn't even calling plays. He goes to Washington, he shits the bed. He goes to UCLA as the same position as offensive coordinator. Keep going down the chain. What does he do? He shits the bed yet again. Now,
come on, Buck. Look at the Washington Commanders now with Cliff Kingsbury. You can't tell me that Jaden Daniels would be successful if he didn't have Cliff Kingsbury, and we had Dan Quinn calling the plays there.
I'm not saying Dan Quinn is calling those plays there. Cliff Kingsbury is calling those plays there.
Right. So in that point, the offensive coordinator position is most important. I'd say it's probably even more important than the goddamn head coach position.
So in 10% of the positions out there where the offensive coordinator is actually calling the plays and putting in the system, yes, you can say crap, right? You can say crap. But 90% of the time is the head coach's system, is the head coach's call, because offense wins games and the head coach wants a little bit of glory. Mark,
look, Denver Broncos, they don't need an offensive coordinator. They got Sean Payton.
Exactly. So therefore, it's overrated position.
Okay, so what about Ben Johnson we were just talking about?
What?
Is he overrated?
Ben Johnson? Yeah. I would, honestly, I don't know. Because was he calling the plays or was Dan Campbell calling the plays?
Oh, who's cooking up waffles
he
now,
was.
Buck?
Okay, so I would say Ben Johnson in Detroit, he is definitely not overrated as an offensive coordinator, right? And in that particular position, he wasn't overrated. But in 90% of the atmosphere, Hoffy, don't get all. You're starting to look at my wife.
You're taking my answer now.
Just saying.
You call me fucking waffle boy, and then you give my exact answer and take credit for yourself.
I'm not. I'm just listen. I gotta make pancakes here because
give credit where credit is due.
I already gave you credit today. Richard Beck says, "Are they though? A lot of head coaches doing a lot of play calling." I say crap. So Richard's kind of contradicting him like himself there. Laura says crap. Alpha says, "Look at Dayball when he left." Not very good. John says, "An old man bald emoji with his hand over his head." Is he sleeping or is he like upset? Like, John, what is that emoji supposed to be, man?
Looks like Joe Biden.
Yeah, he looks like he's crying and eating ice cream all at the same time. Alpha Rob says, "But Daniels makes that offense work." Listen, Jaden Daniels is an outlier. Let's be honest. Jaden Daniels makes everybody better. He makes Cliff Kingsbury better. He makes Dan Quinn better. He makes that defense better. He makes everybody good. Jaden Daniels is a real deal. Richard Beck says, "I would guess Ben will also be calling the plays and not the offensive coordinator." Exactly. Ben Johnson will be calling the plays in Chicago as a head coach. So therefore, the offensive coordinator in Chicago would be overrated. Glorified positional coach. John says, "And the OC is responsible for the results." No, he's not. John is...
So not in every case that they're overrated.
But John keeps calling himself this football expert. John keeps calling himself the old man River. John keeps saying, "I know football inside and out." John, name me one time when a coordinator, defense or offense, has ever taken a blame for a win or a loss. The head coaches take blame for the losses. Quarterbacks take blame for the wins. The only reason why we know who Ben Johnson is because he's interviewing head coaching, right? How about this, Mark? Do you know who the offense of a coordinator is for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, Matt Nagy.
Only because you like my Kansas City Chiefs. Hoffy.
No, because I'm an expert.
How about this, Hoffy? Who is the offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins?
I don't give two shits.
Exactly. Mark, who is the offensive coordinator for
they have an offensive-minded coach
for the Minnesota Vikings?
That one I don't know.
Exactly, because Kevin O'Connell is he is the offensive coordinator. He does call the plays, right? So yeah, it is what it is. Drew says, "So the offensive coordinator is overrated or not? Is based off who makes the play calls."
Yes.
I guess
sounds
so.
a lot like what I said.
Like, yeah, waffle. Anyways, moving on. As we look